everyone, welcome back to the channel. If you're new, I'm Ashley and this is going to be my Whatnot Disney pin haul from live sales. So if you don't know what Whatnot is, it is an app and you go and watch live sales and do like shopping on there literally all day. Mine is very Disney heavy because it knows that's what I love to watch, but there are literally live sales going on all day. And the week between Christmas and New Year's, I found myself watching these things all the time, and it was a great time to watch them because a lot of sellers were trying to really like declutter, clean out a lot of the books that they had and make space for new. So they were doing really good discounts. I will say since watching from that time period into the new year, it's like I just really caught it a good time. I would say that people are not typically running like great like discounts most of the time. It's just a great place to get pins, but I advise you to proceed with caution for your bank account's sake. So we have lots of pins. The final one came in today. Oh, I need to go grab it. It's downstairs. I'm going to show you all of these and then I'll go grab it and I'll show you that. I will show you the ones that I intentionally bought to be traders. And then at the end of the video, I'm going to give you my plans for 2025 pin collecting. So we have quite a lot. So let's jump in. Okay, I'm back. I just went to grab that Alice pin and I was regrouping and I almost showed you guys everything I showed you in my last video in my December haul and these. Because I had compiled everything into one bin when we've been cleaning up this past week, and that would have not been good. It would have been a very long video and a lot of repeats. So we're all fresh now. So let's start with the really big lot that I got on the first day I watched a live sale, and I had it going on my phone for like literally 6 hours. That's not even an exaggeration. So I have things that are random, like trying to appeal to my collections for sure. But I have ones that I didn't know existed across the board, and then I have ones that I did know existed, and that was just like a really big, exciting moment to get it discounted. So stop the jibber jabber, let's get into it. The first one is this older stained glass Mickey. When it catches the light, it's really pretty. It's just kind of like a classic. The next one is an older Tigger. This was part of a set, a quote unquote set, or like a series that came out, I think in 2000, and it was like, they're very old school random designs and characters, but they made like a lot of them. But anyways, it was like countdown to 2000, and they actually did the 4 main 100 Acre Wood characters. So I'm now on the hunt to like complete that because that's really cool. Next, I have kind of another random. This is an Olaf Elsa. I have no idea where this came from, if it was open edition or if it was part of a set, but I thought it could be good for my little Frozen collection. Next, I have this animation gallery from Hollywood Studios. It's dated and it says 2008. This was like a thing you could do in Hollywood Studios. I was showing my friend Laura and she was like, I remember doing that at Hollywood Studios, and I personally don't remember doing that, but I'm wondering if it's where I'll butcher the name, but it's over by like the ABC commissary. They have that like little walking like museum-ish, and there's like something about Walt Disney back in there. I'm wondering if that's where that used to be. I don't know. If you know, let me know. Next, I have this Main Street Electrical Parade, but it expands, so that's really neat. We've got some of the iconic Electric Parade floats. Next, I got this open edition Villains Ursula pen. I have had these on my list. This was one I was like specifically wanting to get. And they have these open edition villains, and they have a lot of the villains, and I really like the way they were made. So he had that one, wanted to get it. Next, I will show you two kind of like, well, they are vintage, but they're about to be like worth more money kind of pens. This one is from, I think, 2000. Yeah, when pen trading started. This is the Animal Kingdom sign, and you can see across the top there is a dino. Dinoland is kind of closing off. I know they've given a date for the end of Dinosaur when it will officially undergo refurbishment, but Dinoland is completely rechanging to the Southern Americas. I personally think I will love the Southern Americas theme so much more because there's going to be a nod to Encanto, which is like one of my side collections and one of my favorite more up-to-date Disney movies. I think it is such a good movie and such a good soundtrack. So I'm so excited for that to be there. I think it's going to be a beautiful part of the park. But Dino Land is like historic to Animal Kingdom's opening. And so anyways, anything with the dino on it is going to become high dollar pretty soon. We're like on the verge of that. And so I also got this little dangly Animal Kingdom sign, and you can tell this is the dino. So we have Tree of Life and the Yeti for Everest as well. But yeah, I got both the signs because I figured that those are going to be like harder to find pins really soon. Next, I got 4 pins for the Lion King 30th anniversary. He had 6. The other 2 I just didn't feel like I needed, and there was probably more that were released, but I feel like The Lion King is such a large like film, like everyone loves it so much that every 5 and 10 years they release a good amount of pins for this movie's anniversary, and you can just get a lot. So I tried to just get the ones that I loved. So the first one is this baby Simba. It still has the plastic on it, so I'm going to try and like turn it where it doesn't hit the reflection, but I felt like he was so cute. The next one is young Simba and Nala, and they're splashing around in this kind of like translucent water with Zazu, which is fun. The next one is young Simba with Timon and Pumbaa, and this was my favorite one. This one is grown Simba and Nala. I'm trying to turn it, it's on its backer card, a little more straight, but it has this very pretty like translucent-y sun behind them, and it's so pretty. There we go. Here it is. You can see the sun. It's orange. It's kind of hard to see on the backer card, but I know once I put it on my pin books, it will be. And then to wrap up this haul from him, I can't believe I'm saying that. Like, I feel like I had more pins from him from this haul, but at the same time I don't. But anyways, this one, oh, I know why. Because some of them were intentional traders, and then some of them were not intentional traders, but I've made them traders. So you'll see those at the end. But I've really wanted to do the 2009, actually I think it was 2007 to 2009. There were 3 different releases of these cast member pins that then turned into Hidden Mickey like series pins. But anyways, they are of the paper fast passes. They are actually kind of small, but this is what I assume the fast passes looked like then. I remember fast passes being more rectangles. These are squares. I'm sure fast passes probably started as squares, because that's what these are like mocked as, but they are pretty expensive. They're easily faked. Honestly, I've looked at the backs of all of these. I trust that the guy, he sells these all the time. I'm trusting that he kind of knows that they're not faked, but you never know. Like, these are really hard to know if they're faked or not. But I got 7 of them, and luckily I did pick one that was a chaser, and I really didn't even realize it. We'll just start with, the first one is Soarin', then I have Mission Space, Maelstrom, which is what the Frozen Ever After ride took over, Toy Story Midway Mania, Space Mountain, Mickey's PhilharMagic, and Peter Pan's Flight, which is the chaser. So I have 7. I think there were 13 created, I think, from my research. So I only have 6 more, I think. So yeah, that's really exciting. I got them at a really good price, even though they were still expensive. Like, as a whole, I got them at a really good price, so that was great. Okay, now moving on to another little lot. I've actually divided them out by sellers, or like not necessarily sellers, but live shows. So then from another live show, I got this Inside Out 2 pen. It's still on its backer. It says I'm fine at the bottom, which I just feel like Anxiety was like such a relatable character for so many. But he said that those pens specifically flew off the shelves actually in minutes the day they were put out, which I totally believe, because Inside Out 2 had a huge moment this summer, and Anxiety especially did. Next, I got this very large, really nice Simba, and it says, I think it says I just can't wait to be king. Yeah, and it's got some of the animals like marching at the bottoms. It's just a really nice color. This was actually the pen at D23 one year apparently, so that's really neat, because if you tried to buy it online, I'm sure it would be more expensive for that reason. Also, the other one I got is a newer pen that actually was like just released to the parks. It's for Fantasia's 25th anniversary this year, and I love Sorcerer Mickey so much. Here he is, and I love the translucent water, but you actually pull down, yeah, the water, and then you have the animals like in the water. I just think it's a really pretty pen. And then the last 2 pens were a super nice gift sent from this seller. He found out that we were expecting, and we didn't know what we were having at the time. We actually do as of the date I'm filming this, but you guys have not seen those videos, so I'm gonna wait. But he sent us these little Mickey and Minnie like cutie babies in their little sleepers sleeping, and I just think that they're really sweet. And I just love that that was like a little free thing that he sent in to me, just like a little extra magic. That was so sweet. Okay, next from another live sale, I only got 1 pen, which is good because it was pretty expensive, but this is a very old vintage pen. This is a Christmas princess pen of the first 5 princesses in their like winter attire, or at least some winter attire, and they're inside a wreath. And yeah, that's really neat. I love stuff like this that is just like classic Disney. Okay, next live sale purchase. This is one that came today actually. This is one of the Timeless Tales books, and this one is the Alice in Wonderland. It's really pretty on the front, very vibrant colors that are really beautiful. And then when you open it up, you pull it out and we have two different scenes from the movie. We have Cheshire and we have Alice, and then it just collapses back into its book. Ooh, my back is killing me. Okay, next live sale. I got 4 pens from it. I got this old school vintagey Easter Pooh. This is like my life right here. Easter, if you guys didn't know, Easter is one of my favorite holidays. Easter and Christmas are my 2 favorite. Don't know if I could pick between the 2 of them, but I just absolutely love Easter. Every year when Easter time and springtime come around, I'm always so happy, and I think it's because I don't have seasonal depression, but it's so nice to see the sunshine and like feel it in the warmth again. And I love the spring, like what it represents, new beginnings. I love the colors, like pastels are my favorite by far of any like color profile ever. Love pastel colors so much. I love tulips. Those are my favorite flowers, which are really only like an April flower, maybe into May, but they're a very early spring flower. And I just love like getting to be outside again and it's not so cold. I love like shorts and sweatshirt weather. I love florals. I love pastels. I love all of that. And so Winnie the Pooh as the Easter Bunny, like, absolutely love. The next one I got is an enchanted tiki room. I'm just actually now noticing a 60 at the bottom, so this must have been for the 60th anniversary, but I'm trying to really like beef up my attractions pins better because I really don't have hardly any pins for attractions, and I've been to the parks like 15 times, and that's not an exaggeration. So really trying to do better about that, but this is one I just like loved the colors, but the bird actually moves, so thought that was neat. The next 2 are really cute. If you guys didn't know, the aliens from Toy Story have definitely had their moments. Like they call them like takeovers or like remakes, I don't know, but basically they have done so many figurine, toy, pin launches of the aliens from Toy Story dressed as like all these Disney characters. And I do collect Toy Story, but I've never like loved those pins enough or like merch enough to like to buy it. I just don't like love it, but they had these pins and I did love these. So, and they're actually from Disneyland Paris, I think, or like one of the international parks. Yes, Disneyland Paris is who actually did these pins. But these are the aliens and this one's dressed as Woody. And the reason I loved this one is because it's like within its own movie. And so I think that's why I really liked it, was it was within its own movie. And so they also had Jessie, had to get the set, and there's a Buzz Lightyear. So I'll definitely be on the lookout for that one to complete the little trio. All right, next live sale I got, first off, is probably just this open edition. I think it's pretty new. It's like, but I think it's just like an open edition pin. But we have this Mirabelle, and I just love that she has all the butterflies and like the colors. Like I said, I have a small Encanto little side collection. I know I have like 1 or 2 of Antonio because he is the cutest Disney character that Disney has possibly ever made, and him with like his animals and stuff. And then I know I have completed a mystery box set from, I think, Loungefly of the characters behind their doors. But anyways, wanted to get that little Mirabelle to add just because, like I said, love the music from Encanto and like the message and the story and all of it. Sidetrack. We're listening to, my husband and I both love Disney. A lot of people think that he is just like the nicest guy for taking me to Disney, and he is. But I am always like, y'all know that he's the one that wants to go, not me, like half the time, if not more. He's the one trying to like scheme and plan our Disney trips. Like we both just love Disney. And so I have like a pretty mega Disney playlist on my phone, and we listen to it in the car like quite frequently, just on shuffle. Family Madrigal came on our way home, which we like love to sing that song in the car, and just like halfway through it we got talking about Encanto, and I was like, we really need to watch that movie this weekend as we're like snowed in, because I haven't seen it in a really long time, and I love that movie. All right, the next one is Coco. This is one of my favorite Pixar movies. I think this is probably like another open edition. His eye is kind of crazy. I feel like it's probably like an open edition or like some kind of just like booster pack pin, but I don't think I actually have any Coco specific pins. And I've officially made my list of favorite Pixar films because I love like almost every Pixar film. Like Pixar has a special place in my heart. My husband and I love Pixar, but people ask me like what are my favorites, and I'm like, I really have to like actually think about that. I cannot just like talk willy-nilly. That's a huge answer. And so one day, like, we looked at all the Pixar films and we put them in like categories of our favorite. Anyway, my like A-game top tier Pixar films are Toy Story will like always hold #1 for me, always. But the Toy Stories, and then the rest of my A grade films are Monsters Inc., Coco, Inside Out, and Elemental. Those are my favorites. And yeah, I love Coco. I think it's like beautiful and it has me crying all the time every time I watch it. So I need more Coco specific pins. Next one I got from them is the Randall Open Edition villains. I think he might have been the only Pixar villain that they made in that like Open Edition release, which is kind of interesting, but he's still a villain, and I love that the can has some glitter in it. Okay, and the last thing I got from that seller is so interesting for me to have purchased, guys. Like, this is not my niche, but I purchased this pen set from this vendor because they had it at a super discounted price. People really weren't like bidding on it super high. I kind of told myself like, this is really an interesting set, and quickly looked it up, and they go for a decent amount if you have the whole like set online. And anyways, it wasn't like getting bid on like super high, like expensively. And I was like, you know what, if I can get it for this price or less, I'm gonna get it, because I bet I can use it as a really good trader, or I can resell it and make some money. So I'll try and get it. So anyways, got this little set. It came in and I was like mesmerized by it. I love these pins, and now I'm kind of tempted to keep it, which it's not my vibe. I don't collect this niche. I don't collect anything like this. I don't even know what these mean. You'll understand. They're too neat. So this is an infinity stone. I know that these are the stones that are in like Thanos' fist or his glove or something. But anyways, it's on this huge backer card, but all of the stones are the pins, and it has like all of them, and they're just really neatly shaped. I love that they are, making sure it's in the frame, I love that they are like rainbow colors. They're all like pretty much different shapes, and I don't know, I just think that these are really cool. I don't collect any superhero pins. I don't know about the world of Marvel. I just don't. It's too much for me to keep up with. I think that I would really enjoy it if I knew about it more, but I feel like there's like 30 superhero films now, and like that just seems like a lot to take on. Maybe part of my like 2025 resolutions is that, or like goals, is like to watch one of the Avengers, Marvel, superhero, I don't know, movies a week, and then like have learned about all of them by the end of the year. What do we think? So yeah, I don't know what I'm gonna really do with those yet, but we shall see. And then the last two that came in earlier this week, and I gasped, my jaw was like on the floor. I got two of the pink a la mode. I always want to call them Princess Crest, but I know that's not what they're called. I think they're called Cameo, Princess Cameo pins. These are like pin on pin on pin. They're gorgeous. And I actually have one more coming in a pink a la mode haul that will not be included in this video, but maybe in a future video. But these are like stunning. The first one, she has this gorgeous metallic-y mauve pink background. Look at all the like gold around it and the detail. You guys know I love and rave about pink a la mode. They have become some of my favorite pins because they are always so detailed, so big in size. I just thought the value is amazing. This next one is one of my favorite pins I own now. This is the Cinderella version. Has a very like dusty light pink background. Like, look at her sweet face. I just love it. And like I said, one of my other princesses I collect is coming in soon, and I can't wait to open her up too. Okay, so those are all the pins that I am keeping, or at least have plans to keep, from this live sale haul that took place over the course of a couple weeks. I'm gonna get out my traders and show you the ones that I either intentionally bought for traders or are making traders after like seeing them and opening them and stuff in person. So let me get that book. Okay, I also purchased a new book for my traders, because my traders, I do not buy in like mind to trade. I buy in mind to collect, but you just like end up with things that you part ways with over time, or you get duplicates or whatnot. So I needed to get a new book because I've actually outgrown the small little official Disney pin trading book that I typically had I've had my traders in for like years. But of course I'm going to keep that book for when I go to the parks, because I don't want to lug this around. I want to lug around my one that's like this big, literally, and just take selective ones to the parks with me for when I go to the parks to trade. How many times can I say parks? Okay, So the first one that I have to show you is this. I'm not going to take them off because they're kind of tricky to get back in here, but the first one is this castle pin. It's looking better online or on screen than it does in person. If a good amount of light hits it, it's beautiful, but this is kind of like a vintagey OG castle pen for Walt Disney World, and when I opened it up, I just felt like it was dull. I was just not really into it. So I was like, you know what? We're going to take a chance and like make it a trader because I bet it would be a decent trader. The next one that I bought is this Woody stained glass and this Snow White sneaker. I bought those intentionally to be traders. And then, oh, this one down at the bottom is the little cast member license plate right here. It's for Splash Mountain. Bought it intentionally to be a trader. And then I think the last one is, I didn't buy this intentionally to be a trader, but I bought it kind of being like, I'm gonna think about it once it comes in, and I decided to make it a trader. So it's this St. Patrick's Day 2002 Tigger. It's really cool. I just don't love dated pins or dated things. Like, I don't even love it to have like the number for an anniversary on it, but I know that some of the coolest pins do, so you just have to kind of get over that. But I don't love for like pins to be dated unless I was there for an event or for like a special or a trip or something, and then I want the dated pin to be like, this is part of a memory. But in general, no. So that was like kind of a big reason I decided to let go with it. Also, I'm just kind of like, I don't need it. But yeah, I actually, once I got this book and got my traders transferred over, I went through my entire pin collection and decided to declutter a few pins that I was like not thrilled with the quality when it came in, or thought the coloring was really weird, or the size was just too small, etc. So I got rid of probably about 10 to 12 pins that are now in this book. That's what we're doing now with those. So those are my traders. And now I'm going to share with you my pin collection 2025 plans. I literally have them written down, so I'm going to pull up the little file. I have actually never done this before, but I think this is a good intention. So I have two pin series, two and a half really, that I am collecting that are monthly releases this year. So you guys will probably catch on to those at some point, but I wanted to write down some pin series outside of the monthly ones that I want to collect this year. I am a very type A person, and I'm that way when it comes to my pins. I have spreadsheets of the collections that are like the things I collect, the fandoms, with literally like the name and a picture of the pin if I'm on the hunt for it, if I want to add it to my collection. That way I can keep track of what I have, what I don't have, what I'm looking for, etc. It is so extra, but it is the way that my pin and type A OCD self like combine, and I have such a good geeky time when I'm like in my spreadsheets. So anyways, I feel like I went through those spreadsheets to be like, what are some collections that I either already have some pins from and I want to complete, or I don't, but I want to complete because they seem like some of my favorites, etc. And those are the ones that are my goal for this year. Now, that does not mean if a pin comes up from another series I want to ultimately collect, if it comes up for a great price or a great trade or something, I'm definitely going to get it. That's how I've actually gotten some of my randoms over the years that are now part of this list to complete. These are the things that I'm like, I think this is just a good way to keep in the back of my mind like the progress of pin collecting and knowing what I'm looking for, and like I said, just like having a place that I'm trying to go. So I went through those spreadsheets and went through my randoms and etc. And these are the sets that I've decided I really want to try and collect by the end of this year, have like done. So the first one are the Windows of Magic pins. These are, I think, from like 2018, 19. They've done Windows of Magic, which are all heroes and heroines. They have Windows of Evil, I think is what it's called, and it's the villains, and I'm pretty sure they're like tit for tat on like movie. So that's really cool. And now this year they're making Windows of Attractions, which are really some of the neatest pins. I just love these Windows pins. They're really good sized, but they are stained glass and they just look cool. So anyways, I have one of the Windows of Magic. They ended up making 13. Don't know why, but they ended up making 13, even though it was a monthly series. I have the one for Sword in the Stone, I believe it is. Like I said, I just like came across him years ago. I know that it was a long time ago. It was before Luke and I got married, and we were celebrating our 4th wedding anniversary in May. So I've had it for quite some time in my randoms, and I'm just ready to start like collecting that series. So Windows of Magic, I'm gonna try and be getting those this year. The fast passes, That was one that I've always kind of come back to, like wanting to get them because they're just very Disney parks historic, and I grew up with literal fast passes. But then after getting 7 from that live sale, that kind of like sealed the deal that I was going to be trying to get that series this year. The next one are the fortune cookies. These were a mystery series, so it's cool because so far I have a monthly release, I have a Hidden Mickey series, and now I have a mystery series. So this one, it was a mystery series of 12. They came in these really cute little like Chinese Asian takeout box containers, really cute. They came out in like 2015, so I was not collecting heavily at all when they came out, but I love it. Like, I actually love fortune cookies, and I think they're just some of the coolest pins. They are a fortune cookie, and then the little message like is a slider that goes in and out, and it has a character's face and like a little motto from their movie that they're in or something they say or whatever, that are all like just good inspirational mottos to live by, which is like really cool for a fortune cookie. Anyways, you guys know what fortune cookies are, but these are kind of hard to track down. I didn't actually know until like committing to them this year, which I've wanted to have them for a while, but I did not know that they were actually limited edition of 600. That is really low. Like 1,000 is considered low, and so 600 is really rare. The other thing I don't love about these pins is that it seems like they were not made with the best enamel. Like most of the outside of the fortune cookies that I see on resale sites, they are like got like chips and scratches on it, which I'm very particular about my pins, but I think that's just the nature of how these pins have been. But anyways, I did not have any of them. They were going to be a complete like fresh set that I just wanted to try and get. But actually earlier this afternoon, I found a great deal for one, so I have purchased the Elsa one. Only one have I purchased, but we're going to be on the hunt for those because I think they are a really, really neat mystery pin. Very unique, very cool. The next one I'm going to be trying to do are the Timeless Tales. These have been some pins that ever since I started really pin collecting and taking it seriously, when I saw them, I instantly was like, I want this series. I think there's only 8 in the series. I don't know what the LE is, but this Alice in Wonderland is my first from this collection. I'm going to take off the Mickey backs and see if it says, because most of them typically do. These are limited edition of 3,000. So unless the edition size changed with each one, which there's a chance it could have, but probably not, they're not like really that rare, but they are very nice, and they're typically not super cheap. So anyways, I really want to collect all of these. They made them in a lot of my favorites. They made like Beauty and the Beast, they made Lion King, they made Little Mermaid. I know they made Tangled, they made Alice. I cannot remember all of them that they made off the top of my head. I actually think they made Emperor's New Groove, maybe? I can't remember them all. But they're really pretty, and after seeing one in person, I'm like so excited to collect more of those because they are really, really nice quality pins. And the last technical thing on my list is the paint palette. I need Mickey to complete the set. I have only found one of him online, and it's the set of all 5. It's really not a bad price for all 5 at all, but I have the other 4. And so anyways, if that seller won't separate them, which I don't think they're planning to, and I can't track it down in pin groups, then I might be trying to sell my other 4 to then just be able to buy the lot that I can find, because I have only found one of him in existence online. So that's like my entire list. Of course, I do have some others that have popped up, like trying to get the Buzz Alien and etc. But yeah, that's my list that I made in the end of 2024 that I want to try and achieve in 2025 are those sets, and that's going to be my goal, is to say I completed all of those sets, which would be really cool to say if I do my monthlies and then I do those. So that is going to conclude the end of this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed seeing what I got from Whatnot. Like I said, I'm not going to be having monthly haul videos for pins coming out in 2025, at least not one for every month if I had to guess. But if you are interested in what I bring in pin wise, definitely go follow me on TikTok. I know it's like linked, I always link it in the description below, and I think it's also linked in my like more about this channel up at the top of my page on YouTube. But follow me on there because I am much better at filming little like hauls as pins come in and just shooting them up on TikTok, and then like rather than saving groups to do for YouTube. So yeah, I hope you guys have enjoyed this little Whatnot live sale haul. Please give this video a big like, give it a thumbs up, give it a comment what you want to see for 2025 as far as Disney content, my content. I know that one video I've been putting off for most of 2024, and it was always like an intention to do it and it just never happened, is my entire Disney pin collection video. It will be a doozy. It will be a long video, but if it is something that you want to see, comment that below so I know, like, if I put it out there, I want it to be done well, but I want it to be enjoyed by many, since it would take a lot of time. So yeah, let me know if that's something you want, but comment below. Just give me a comment on what your favorite pin was or what you want to see more of in 2025, and please subscribe if you haven't subscribed. I would love to have you here on my channel. We're really close to hitting 1,000 subscribers, which is something that has been a long time goal for my channel, but I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.